And that brings me to Chuck Erickson, Cigars with Chuck Erickson. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Good morning.
A smoke-filled room this morning, and I got my cigar here.
Though. We're a transparent smoke-filled room.
Yes, we are a transparent smoke-filled room. So we have got to talk about the McLean County Board meeting. We do Cigars with Chuck Erickson. He's a McLean County Board member, one of the best McLean County board members. Definitely not Sharon Chung. She's got some comrade, legit self-proclaimed.
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you know who they are by the people they surround themselves with.
Yes. And I think, a poor judge of character on Sharon Chung's part. But I wanted to talk about extension. What happened at the board meeting? What are they trying to fight for? These is it the extension board? Are they trying to fight for this funding?
Yeah, the finance committee, which I'm a member of, has already voted to reduce the extension funding. We've already voted to do that. Okay, and at our hearing, it was absolutely clear that the present director of the 4-H explicitly stated that there would be no program cuts, if we went ahead and did this. Okay. Mm-hmm. She stated that. That's what Catherine Metzger said, and I, have no reason to believe that's what she said at a 4-H extension hearing. Okay. Now, at the Finance Committee meeting, one thing that Catherine Metzger did point out was we have been reducing the amount they have been receiving over the last few years, and guess what's been happening? Their surplus continues to go up.
So, they're not spending the money you're giving.
Yeah. Well, the only thing we're saying is you need to spend down your surplus a little bit before we give you as much money. Stop coming to the taxpayer. The taxpayer right now has got inflation, has got the economy, but, we want to keep going to the taxpayer and take the taxpayer's money. That's ridiculous. But last night, to answer your question directly, last night there were several people that spoke in favor of the cuts, okay? The reduction in funding, no cuts. I want to be clear about how I say that. Mm-hmm. It's a reduction in funding. It's not a cut in programs.
It's not a cut in programs.
Okay, but
it's saying, hey, please spend the money that we gave you before you come and ask me for more money.
That's what most people would say to your kid. I mean, you got money, you spend it before I give you any more. But, but no, there's many people that came to the board. And there were a few people, though, that were in favor of what the Finance Committee did. And they explicitly said, this is great, okay? What you're doing is great. It needs to be done. It's been needed to be done for some time now. And actually, right after the meeting, I had a constituent come up to me and said, stand your ground, Chuck, because you're right on this.
So, stand your ground, you're right on this. And look, we've got to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the extension, and we're going to talk about how, look, it's not cutting, it's asking people to just spend, you give your kid $5 to open up a lemonade stand, okay? And the kid only spends $1 to open up the lemonade stand.
He comes back to you and says, I want 5 more. Well, you got 4 already.
Well, you got 4 already. Just spend the 4 I gave you and then come back and ask me for money. It's just like, how do these people not see
the kids won't get lemonade.
Oh, okay. All right, folks, we have got to take a break. It's Cigars with Chuck Erickson. This is the Morning Buzz. And then coming up, we are going to be talking with John Rudy from Savant Wealth Management. And we're going to be also talking about this entrepreneur. It's a really cool thing happening at Illinois Wesleyan University. We're going to be talking with John Horton. With John Rudy and about the entrepreneurship here in McLean County. That's next. Hey, good morning. And good morning to my, oh gosh.
Cigars.
It's a smoke-filled room here on the Morning Buzz.
That we broadcast.
Yes, we are. And we are smoking cigars. We are smoking cigars in studio. And it's a transparent smoke-filled room, though.
Yes,
unlike
that's right.
what happens in Springfield. Chuck Erickson, before we go, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Corey Burney. We were talking about extension and how these goons are, the funding. You're cutting our programs. That's not true. We are going to clear the air right now. This is asking people to spend their surplus before giving them more funding.
Well, if you like your police officers, vote for Chuck Erickson and Ross Webb. Don't vote for Corey Burney. I've never seen a person who claims he's a Republican, but he's actually a Democrat. And the positions that he's taken on issues are not what issues that Republicans would support.
I've got the tape. He literally said, folks, and I wish I was lying, that if you are old enough to be sexually abused, then you are old enough to know how to know about consent. And it doesn't sit well with me. He has yet to come on air and to try to explain himself out of that one, but it's on tape, and I've got the quote. So I'm just saying that really turns off voters. I think. I don't think that a sane person would vote.
Well, yeah, he should run as who he is.
Yeah,
I mean, this is what I believe. Okay, I mean, all right, go put that's what you should say. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like a campaign that's just based on the issues.
Yes.
I mean, on issue after issue, my voting record is solid in District 10. Okay, I've fought for the taxpayers. I fought against vaccine mandates. I fought for efficient government. He's fought for nothing. I mean, he's fought for CRT at Unit 5. I mean, that's what he fights for, Yep. And I don't, the issues that are of concern to the citizens in District 10 are not his issues.
Right.
Okay.
And just run on who you are. All right, Chuck Erickson, we have got to get to my next guest, but thank you so much for joining me in studio for Cigars.
It's always a pleasure, Kat. Thank you.
Chuck Erickson.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.